Hello, dear chess friends, chess aficionados, chess followers, chess players. This is the second attempt to do episode 125 of a show that I like to call Banter Blitz. I still haven't looked up the definition of banter, which at some point I should. I believe it's like witty back and forth, even though I don't tolerate any back. So it's like witty forth only, I would guess. Technically, it is a chess show where you can you can follow me, but you can also challenge me to a game of 5-minute blitz chess if you happen to be a Chess 24 premium member. It doesn't matter if you're from a shithole country or not. We do not treat challengers from Norway preferentially here. If you didn't get that reference before going on a tirade, look it up. I don't know, that was odd. See, I already don't know what I'm doing, but I have a great excuse. I have the most crushing disease known to man, the male common cold, which I find very debilitating. People tell me there's worse things, it's just a cold. Stop being a crybaby. But you guys probably have seen me healthy when I'm still very much a crybaby. So this cold, crushing. Did I switch the sound on? Do we have sound? Looks like we have sound and all the good stuff. So this is the time to post. Starts at 0:34. First chess game at 3:27. Here we go. Because I will accept my first challenger. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I'm a bit all over the place today. So this is your chance. And I'm playing a challenger. First of all, from, I believe... Why is this messed up, first of all? Can we fix this, maybe? Come on, Tech Jan. I thought you were on top of your game, and now we get this? Why is this? I should be able to figure this out, I guess. But I don't really feel like figuring stuff out. So we'll just ignore it. Nah, I can't do that. 100%, that is correct. Very confusing. Maybe design people change stuff? Who knows? What would this show be without some tech problems? I guess the answer is watchable. But who wants a watchable show where there's not problems every single time when you start? I guess the answer to that is most people. Anyway, I'll figure this out. This is not a serious issue, but it's still annoying, isn't it? Like, I get annoyed very easily. So we get the great pleasure of watching what I like to call Tech Jan life. What's going on in your lives? Are you happy that it's the weekend? Can't wait for the weekend to begin. So this is a chessboard. This is what I like to call a chessboard. Then this is what I like to call not gonna be able to do it. And not gonna be able to do it is literally my opponent's name. My name, in case you were wondering, is Jan. Which a lot of mean bullies ask me, LOL, why do you have a girl's name? Because I think it's pronounced Jen. But in my neck of the woods, I guess it's a reasonably common first name. Or so I've been told. I never looked it up, but I've come across other Jans. So probably that is the truth. Then we are playing, by the way, the Queen's Gambit Accepted. What we like to use when we're playing a chess game is a chess clock. And since Tech Jan is very busy here, he's fallen behind on the chess clock. Or, I don't know, Chess Jan is paying the price for having to wait for Tech Jan to bring us the clock. Here we go, yo. Ugh. Yeah, I think we might have to get rid of both Design Jan and Tech Jan, and frankly, Chess Jan as well. Because let's face it, Chess Jan all he's doing is being mildly self-deprecating to mask the fact that all he wants to draw. Why did I cannot draw? To mask the fact that all he wants to do is win on time and win by all means possible. Still a sore loser that has lost his passion for the game of chess a long, long time ago. And nowadays, all he wants to do is talk about basketball and movies and himself. Not in that order. It's really himself, then basketball, then movies. So, with that cheerful introduction, let's get back to crushing. Not going to be able to do it. And this clock, yeah, alright, good enough. Not going to be able to do it is a thing. I believe I said in the year 2015, 2016, when I stole it from Jalen Rose. I was watching a lot of Grantland material and Jalen Rose, former basketball player turned broadcaster. And yeah, I haven't been following him that much, so I'm not stealing his catchphrases all that much. But I do still enjoy stealing people's pieces. Give me that, not gonna be able to do it. Pre-move? I think it's a safe pre-move. Alright, chat. Karl Nehring keeps bullying me today. What have I ever done to you, Karl Nehring? Pronounced yawn? How dare you? Especially someone called Karl, which sounds like a German name to me. You should know better. Even though I don't know, is Jan a German name? Maybe it's Dutch. Who knows? This game is over. I'm a piece up. I have Elite in development, and he's not gonna be able to come back. So I'm feeling good about myself. Did you guys follow? I'm sorry for being all over the place. We'll settle in eventually. Do you guys follow Tata Steel Chess today? I just saw Svidler's game, which looked fun. I haven't yet checked it with the engine, so I'm not sure if he was better. I thought it was this line c4, e6, knight c3, bishop b4, queen b3, c5, which I always thought was a horrible line for black. But so I'm very curious if this was Magnus being in bad shape after 3 moves or some deep preparation. Anyway, it became a very messy game. I'm not going to spoil the result, because I know people are very sensitive about being told results of games that ended hours ago in this day and age. So hard to get information, so you really don't want any spoilers. It's more like, only tell me stuff that I already know. I don't want to find out anything that I do not know yet from you. I prefer finding out stuff at my own accord and not while I'm watching a chess program. All I want to find out on this program is chess moves. And even there, don't spoil anything like the results of chess games. Knight d6 check looks like a good move. Queen is gonna fall, spoiler alert, and not gonna be able to do it. Is able to resign. Thanks for the game, not gonna be able to do it. Yeah, don't go for this bishop a6. Even if it wasn't losing a piece, it wouldn't be a very good move positionally, weakening the dark squares. But yeah, this queen a4 check. It's a common theme to keep an eye on. And Panther Chess is saying, yeah, the clocks are wrong placed. Oh, I'm sorry, Panther Chess. I was trying to do such a good job while playing the game. Then I would also disagree they're wrong place. See, I adjusted for not gonna be able to do it being an outrageously long name. If you want to complain, you could say you didn't cut out the Jan properly. That looks a little small. Anyway, next game, I'll replace the clocks. And I will also crush... Who will I crush next game? Going through the good old list. The list. Why do I keep scrolling through the list? Just click on somebody. What about this guy? Oh, he's too strong for game number 2. I still haven't collected my thoughts. Philip Kane, 2-6-54. Goes d4. What can I do? d5 maybe? Bishop f4. Everybody plays the London. I'm so sick of the London system, seriously. Not because, like, I've played it in thousands of Banter Blitzes. It's not because I ever run into trouble. It's just so dull to play this every game, isn't it? And anyway, here we are. Good old London system. He combines knight f3 and knight c3. I guess I can go a6 now. I was wondering for a second about cd4, knight b5, which normally doesn't work. But this is a blitz game, so you get to make the moves. 95 looks like the correct choice here. I'll give him another chance, but one day, yeah, I was gonna say, if you provoke me to take here, I will, and will be very happy with this position. Even queen b6 is very possible. I think I had a game with queen b6, knight e2 once, where it looked like white is holding. So this time around I'll go bishop d6. When I already have a comfortable position, he should probably take or go knight e2. It's important to transfer this knight from e2 to a different square. ASAP, also in order to be able to go c3, but it's not a scary line. Knight e2, correct move. I shall castle and probably start some demonstration on le queen side. Is b4 too early? Probably too early because of c4. So I'll fish for some weaknesses. He's probably going to go b3. Now it looks like he's hell-bent on reaching the endgame. Endgame looks okay, but a bit dull to exchange queens early, isn't it? Let's keep some queens. What he should do now is play knight c1, knight c4, knight d3. Let's see if Philip Kane comes up with that maneuver. Knight c1, maybe I can go b4 though. Goes rook e1. Once again, b4 seems correct. This is themes that I've learned all my childhood, the so-called minority attack. You push your b-pawn to generate a weakness in the white chink of armor. Because after b4, whatever white does, he will end up with a weak pawn. After cb4, d4 will be weak, potentially some other squares. After doing nothing, c3 will normally be weak. And after c4, well, first of all, lose a pawn here, but also d4 becomes an isolated pawn. So that's the idea. That's why in these positions, d3 is often the optimal square for the white knight. Not only making it harder to play b4, but also making it possible to jump to c5 and shelter the white king side, queen side, should you need it. Rook e3. I guess knight c4. Well, I could also take first. And then think about some good old-fashioned pawn grabbery. Looks like a good enough idea, no? Queen b2, take on c3. Let's make Panther Chess happy. Are you happier? I'm still not that happy, but happier. Which maybe is all we should go for. Maybe this thing we're all chasing of always being happy, it's not natural. We are built to have different emotions as human beings. No one can be happy all the time. And this naive thought that I'm still sort of attached to, that if I only do these 5, 6, 7 correct steps in life, then I will find happiness. Probably things don't work like that. So what we should go for is the moments of happiness. I don't know. As you might have figured, I'm not really an authority on the topic. I am, however, an authority on the topic of converting an extra pawn. That's not true either. But I might become better at it. because I just did a video series with the great Artur Yusupov. I'm always thrilled to have Artur around. And the topic of the series is chess technique, how to convert an advantage. And Artur explained 4 core principles that I'm not going to share with you. But once the series is out, you can learn all about it, and hopefully it will make us better technical players. I always learn a lot, and I'm not saying this to promote the series, but I genuinely always learn a lot from these Artur video series, because he just has such a different approach to my spacebar. I go here, he goes there, computer says play this move in this opening, and it's very instructive, so I was very happy to do the series with him, even though I already had my crushing cold, therefore some sniffing in some of the videos, which is not ideal. Rook f3. Somewhat tempted to play for tricks with knight d2. Let's calculate for a second. Bishop f7, king h8, queen d6, knight f3, gf, and any move should win, like queen c8. If the rook moves, I should also win material. I'm too greedy not to find out. Yeah, let's see. Of course, queen takes f4, sort of a winning endgame. But if you can get the job done instantly, then I'm not sure. That was one of the principles. But if you can win an exchange, keep the change. Also not one of the principles. My point is rook e3, knight f1, and I take this guy. Rook d3 or rook anywhere, knight f1, and I take the queen. Bishop somewhere, I also take the queen. And so only move I could see was queen d6. When I haven't calculated yet if knight f1 is checkmate, I guess not. So I should probably go knight f3. That's what I was talking about earlier, gf. And then queen c8 looked good enough. If bishop e6, queen b8, exchanging queens with a winning endgame. Hence, I did not see anything. Rook e3, of course, is the place to be. But this looked like a trivial win as well, because his bishop is now pinned. And therefore, Philip Kane does resign. Citizen Kane not lucky in this game. Thank you for it, though. He's very gracious. He said, thank you. Great game on your part. I could not agree more, Philip. Oh, we're talking TV? UC Green is saying, thank you for the recommendation of Manhunt Unabomber. It was excellent. Keep those good movie and TV recommendations coming. I'm trying. The problem is my TV intake. It's not like in the old days. I've whined about this enough. But yeah, I haven't had time to watch all that much stuff. But I try to watch the good stuff whenever I find time. Ambitious Pawn is saying, so let's talk about Cell Block. By Cell Block he means Brawl in Cell Block 99. I can't really recommend this movie because we might have some younger viewers and it's very gory, ultra-violent, and it might send the wrong message to many people. I did greatly enjoy it for what it was. I thought Vince Vaughn was terrific. Vince Vaughn from all the crappy romantic comedies and one of the best movies of all time, which is obviously Dodgeball, a classic. Plays genuinely scary dude, and I liked how it kept building up its theme. So I thought it was excellent for what it was, but don't watch it if you do not enjoy comically violent violence. Does that make sense? What else are we talking about? Ambitious Pawn says, let's talk about Wire. What is there to say about Wire? The Wire, still best TV show ever. I haven't watched it for a while. Giant Tex, that's Tex DeWitt. He's very tall. He's like, in Euro terms, 203, I would guess. He's way taller than me. I'm quite tall. Or what's 203 in American parlance? 6'7", 6'8"? Anyway, tall dude. Let's play another chess game, maybe. What about this guy? This guy deserves a proper crushing because he's very weak. No, I don't mean that. 14, 17. He is probably relatively new to the game of chess, but I try to play everybody on this show. And in case you don't enjoy the games against lower rated players, I understand. You can fast forward them and get to the next higher rated opponent. Speaking of higher rated opponents, where are my title players at? I think I need more title players in this show and in general on Chess24, because I feel like I'm slightly losing my blitz skills. Looks like Volley's not with us, so I'm not gonna be able to play him. But yeah, I should try to play more blitz games against tougher competition. Infamous Devil is saying it's called Banter Blitz, not Banter. What is your point, Infamous Devil? You want me to talk less and play more? Is that your constructive criticism? Maybe that is a good point. If I played only Blitz, would you say it's called Banter Blitz, not Blitz Blitz? It's very hard to find the balance, to keep everybody, but especially Infamous Devil happy. But believe me, I do try. I try much harder than it looks. Even though, probably it does look pretty hard. Let's play Draw Knife of Death. Another common bullet opponent of mine, I guess. Looks like we have some games. I gotta move the clock again. Knight of 3, maybe c4. Svidler got a good position with after 3 moves with 1 c4 today. How bad can it be? He goes c5, which is of course legal. Now, yeah, I'll try something I normally wouldn't do. Normally I'd go knight f3 and d4 and do the same thing again and again. This is something I've rarely ever done these symmetrical English positions, because yeah, they're so slow and there's no direct contact in the center, so I never found them all that appealing. I also don't know anything about them, but it's never too late to expand our horizons. You guys have d3, d4 as a theoretical line. Even a move earlier takes knight b5, but as far as I know, that doesn't yield white any advantage either, so I'll play very humbly. I have no idea if this is theory. Doesn't look very thrilling from the white side, to be perfectly frank. We'll find out. My plan is the very deep. Rook b1, and then b4, and then hope for the best. That is always a big part of my plans. He goes a5, stopping b4, but I guess I should put the horsey on the newly weakened square. Not sure after bishop a6 if I should treat bishop takes b5 as a threat or not. He goes bishop b7. Now do I play b4? Doesn't really achieve anything, does it? We just swap a couple things. Maybe this move? This move looks stupid enough that it would probably appeal to my English maneuvering players out there. Preparing bishop h6 and bishop c3 and all kinds of nonsense. I don't know how to play these positions, is what I'm really saying. All of this show, in case you haven't noticed it yet, is a cry for help. This is my social interaction on a Friday night. No bravery in my eyes anymore, only sadness. What I'm wondering about is, if I go bishop h6, would he remove his bishop or would he exchange the bishops? Because I feel it's correct here, after bishop, especially after he played d4, to play f6 and e5 and try to put the pawns on dark squares. I guess what I really want to do is play e3 and try to fight for the center. But those are my instincts, which might not apply in this position. Because after knight f5, the d4 square. Bit of an issue. So yeah, probably e3 was a bad move. Yeah. And I'm gonna have to pay a steep price for it. But sometimes it's good to challenge ourselves, playing positions we don't understand. And by we, I mean myself. In order to hopefully learn something. Now I'm trying to calculate d4, takes, knight takes, knight takes, knight takes. Ugh, that's so easy to miscount in such operations. d4 takes, knight takes. I'm scared. Can I do it? Let's find out. I might blunder a piece during this operation, which will send me into an even deeper spiral of misery, self-loathing in Las Vegas. But it might also work. Who knows? Let's calculate again. CD, knight f d4. If bishop d4... he goes knight e3, then I thought I have to take with a pawn. Also, very weird position. Probably not great for me. But at least I'm not losing on the spot. Draw knife of death. Putting pressure today. Karnering says, I need a better internet connection, also a brain. I also need a better internet connection. I think we're moving offices at some point in like 2 months maybe. And hopefully the internet will be even better in that new office. And for the brain part, this might sound facetious, Carl, because I understand you're an even older man than me. But I've given up. Like, I've been told that the brain deteriorates very quickly, starting age 18. So I'm not sure there is much to hope for. How do you feel about it, Carl? Do we just accept this? I like to pretend that I'm very, very old, when I'm just old. Bishop h6. I was undecided between g5, which is a bit ugly positionally, and queen e5, which could be a bit ugly tactically. Let's go for the tactical ugliness. How does this go? Knight e3, g5, complicated. Anyway, complicated is fun, isn't it? Did I blunder my queen is another question that just crossed my mind. After bishop e3, check, king h1, f6. Looks like I still have the c7 square, but it's very close. Draw knife of death. Tanking here, because there's so many options. I fully understand bishop g7. One of the many legal choices he has in this position. What do I want to do? I should start playing more quickly. Still don't like the position all that much. Knight d6. I was thinking about knight e5. Problem is I'm not better as usual. If he just takes, then takes on b5 and goes queen d5 check, I'm actually worse. So can I throw this in and pretend like it was all part of the master plan? I might have to, but it wasn't. And it's also not good. Queen g5, cb, and either queen b5 or queen g4. Trouble! Plan B again. Whenever I try to play one good chess game, I get in trouble and I have to go to Flagville. It's upsetting, but we'll just pretend it's a thrill, like James Harden drawing fouls. Is it though? You shouldn't have gone for the endgame. Draw knife of death. The endgame I'm actually okay, I believe, because this knight now is very strong and provides certain compensation. Keeping the queens on the board, on the other hand, would have made my life very tough. Here I'll cruise to Flagsville. A5 or not A5? I'm not even sure I should have forced the matter. Alright, I'll take f6. Panicking. The draw knife is no longer sharp. Ugh, king e4 was horrible. But that's how it does it. Draw knife of death is saying too weak. He actually did outplay me for a long time, but yeah, queen takes g3 is, I think, a serious mistake. Because after that, this knight controls the black rooks, and I have some counterplay. Well, here, yeah, queen f5, black is much better, or queen e2. Or even taking this pawn, I was more scared of than queen takes g4, because my knight loses support. And I'm in trouble, but what can you do? Thanks for the game. Draw knife of death. Checking in with the chat. I'm trying not to infuriate Infamous Devil by keeping the breaks longer than 7 seconds between the games. Oh, it's Infamous Devil saying, I really appreciate your Nimzo Indian series. I'm glad to let my Trash Kings in. I was particularly impressed with the c6 line against knight and 2. Thanks, Infamous Devil. But ain't nobody got time for the banter between the chess games. The commutator says, Schrödinger wrote eloquently about this in What is Life? That the dude with the cat? Probably I should read some philosophers so I don't have to like make up nonsense in the show. But that means you have to read, right? I think people did before we had podcasts. Let's play MF Capello. I'm guessing MF does not stand for what I think it stands for. Infamous Devil says, haha, you are so sensitive. I am very, very sensitive. Not gonna be able to do it, says, does German TV still synchronize English TV shows? Yes, I would guess so. I haven't watched German TV in a long, long time, because even in Germany we have these things called Netflix, Amazon Prime. So you can watch stuff in different languages. Now everybody's watching this German show Dark in German. All the Americans are talking about Dark, watching it in German with subtitles. Me personally, first of all, MF Capello's not here, so I'll abort. But me personally, I prefer watching in the original language, which is why I'm not doing it. But yeah, to make this a knock on Germans that they dub movies, I think is not particularly fair. Every big country does it. In Spain, they dub movies. In Italy, in France, even in smaller places like Denmark or Norway, I've seen a lot of TV that was dubbed. But yeah, I'm not a fan of it. But that's because I've mastered the common tongue, if we consider this mastering with a horrible accent. Then of course it's easier to understand. Or to catch subtleties in the original. Let's play Donkey Kong. Literally, I prefer playing Donkey Kong. I don't know, I wouldn't prefer it. I'm happy to be here. But I'd like playing Donkey Kong. That's a very old school video game, right? Was it on the Game Boy? Where did people play Donkey Kong? My first, what do they call this, console? See, just after I bragged that I mastered the common tongue, I don't know any words, was the Nintendo Entertainment System, where we would play Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2, Castlevania, Zelda. That's about it, I guess. But Donkey Kong, I don't think... Not gonna be able to do it, says me. They don't do it in Scandinavia. I think it helps the language not to dub. Your English is super. Thank you so much. I disagree with the don't do it in Scandinavia because I've watched lots of Norwegian TV over the last couple of years. So I've seen it, but I do agree that it's not ideal, of course. Oh, Donkey Kong did arrive. Ambitious Pawn is saying, I played Donkey Kong at the arcade. Is that a thing that wasn't even on our consoles, but just an arcade thing? I'm sure there were video games with Donkey Kong. But I also can't remember. I think on the Game Boy, people had Donkey Kong. Not sure. Let's find out. These are important questions. Donkey Kong Game Boy. Yeah, Donkey Kong Game Boy. Thought so. Donkey Kong is a platform game developed in 1994 by Nintendo for the Game Boy. 94? I would have thought Donkey Kong was earlier than that. Probably other Donkey Kongs were earlier than 94, right? A6, mistake here, Donkey Kong. Take on D4 or play D6 or Knight G4 or Queen A5, but A6 is too slow. B5 is not a priority here. I have a feeling, at least I'll try, that I can punish A6 by going C5, trying to fix the structure already. But even if I didn't go C5, but any random move, A6 would not be priority. Queen C7, fair enough. Here, I guess. Oh, I've started a discussion with all of Scandinavia. Hans-Erik Hilberg tells me, no, they just dub programs and movies for children. Most movies in the cinema is not dubbed, though. Neither are series that are not for kids. I understand, and yeah, I agree. But I was just surprised that a lot of Norwegian TV that I was watching was, some stuff is dubbed, a lot was in Norwegian. But of course, the practice, since it's smaller markets, is not as common as in Germany or France. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of it. I'm just saying it is common all over Europe, but slightly less so in the slightly smaller countries, which is why people from there typically also speak better English. That, of course, helps. Same for Holland. Ambitious Pawn says Donkey Kong first appeared in the arcade. So we figured out. Mr. C says when the video series with Yusupov will be out. I don't know, just finish it. Will take a while. We'll also, yeah, the usual post-production, adding exercises, all the good stuff. Best guess is 2 weeks maybe. We'll find out. You'll be the first to know. Albert MT is saying, Jan, when is Peter's next banter session? I believe the day you will go premium, Albert MT. Peter will do a new banter session. That's how I understood things, at least. He's saying, I'd love to, but I need Albert MT to be a potential opponent. Do the Dizzle is saying, how deep was theory in Svit Carlson? I don't think very deep. I think there was a lot of improvising from early on. I'm trying to figure out if ED4 or Knight F6 is better here for me. I guess this is the better version. Yeah. Hans-Erik Hilberg is saying, no offense meant, Jan. I didn't take any offense, Hans-Erik. Guillaume FL says, in France they dumb all. They dub all. He said they dumb all, and then he corrected himself, so that was not me being funny. Yeah, in Germany, it's similar, I guess, due to Netflix, and so normally people have choices nowadays. It becomes more common to watch stuff in the native or in the original language. And in the bigger cities, like in Hamburg, we have a few options to watch movies in the original version, which I enjoy doing. We have this theater called Savoy, which is very, very nice. And you can watch the originals there, but most commonly, movies will be translated to German before they come into the cinema. Hans-Erik Hilberg is saying, it's just an honor for us that a big celebrity like you visits our country. Now you're overdoing it, Hans-Erik. But I did spend lots and lots of time in Oslo over the last couple of years. And quite enjoyed. I don't know what that sound was. I should just focus on winning this game at some point. Donkey Kong. What do I want to do? I don't really want to go c6. Maybe eventually, but it feels like it's showing my hand too early. Pin. This looks like a nice little pawn chain that I got there. So let's see how I can get one of those dudes at least towards the finish line. Alright, time to cash in. Run! I was taught that 2 pawns on the 6th rank are often worth a rook. So my math is 2 pawns on the 7th rank must be worth 2 rooks. Which makes sort of sense because here I'm picking up a lot of rooks. And thank you for the game, Donkey Kong. Alright, let's read the chat. Mr. C says, Jan, how much time would you need to find King D6? Exclaim in Giri Yifan. Probably 0 since now you told me. But I haven't seen any games except for the Fiddler game yet. So when we're done with this show, I'll take a look at the Vike action of the day. Ambitious pawn, stop teasing me. He keeps mentioning I should come to Argentina. I would love to come. I would really love to. It's... yeah, we're going to have to find an occasion. It's a big trip. But I've never been to Argentina, and I've heard many great things about it. So I really love to go one day. What else are we talking about? Real life is so 19th century. Alpha Zero, take care. Too deep for me. Draw Gangster Anish is saying, like 100 games on one tape, like Frog and Outrun. Gauntlet, LOL, those were the days. I guess I'm missing some context here. Let us play another game. How about against Alatraque? Which is apparently not Alatraque, but Alatraque. I'm guessing that's some language joke that's over my head. Alatraque, I would understand. Alatraque, I would have to know what atraquear means, which I do not know. Oh, I forgot about the banter part. So I'm playing this line I like to play, even though it's bad. This 3a6 in the Caro-Kann. Yeah, which I've played in tournament games. It's not a good line because after a6, d4, bishop g4, h3, white is better. But it's a good line for keeping tension when you're playing for a win. And if white does not play very directly, then the black plan is very easy. You got the bishop outside of the pawn chain. You go knight f6, bishop e7, short castles. And then try to provoke e5 or g4 or whatever weaknesses in the white position. And try to counter-strike in this French structure with a developed bishop by preparing c5 or whatnot. Draw Gangster Anish is clarifying, we're talking about the Commodore 64 PC. I never had one of those. Like, some of my friends, I believe, had C64s. Then people had Amigas, but my first computer was a personal computer. 280s, no, was? I think it was a 486 SX25 with an 80 megabyte hard drive. Those were the days. Evans Gamma saying, how about Banter Bullet with Jan? With that I might win a game. I think I've done a couple Banter Bullets, haven't I? And I'm playing way too much Bullet on this very side. So just find me randomly in the 1 minute pool and crush me. Because I do lose a lot. And I do get very upset about every one of them losses. Which is why it's so hard to be me. I never learned to cope. Ambitious Paul is saying, so I need some movie recommendation. What have I seen? Have I seen anything good? I'm counting on you for movie recommendations, Ambitious Paul. Like, you made me watch Cell Block 99, which was great fun. Let me think. I watched RoboCop for the first time, the 1989 Paul Verhoeven movie. It was good, but it wasn't as good as Starship Troopers, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. In case you haven't watched Starship Troopers, watch it. It's good. Works for everybody. Works as a dumb action movie. Works as a satire of whatever World War I and II propaganda or American, I guess, foreign policy propaganda. I enjoy Verhoeven's double whammy. So, yeah, I don't think that's a very topical recommendation. Just RoboCop made me think of it, because I think it has the same ideas, but I liked it less than Starship Troopers. How do I trick a la tracker here? Knight d4 doesn't work yet, right? Queen d4, bishop's 5. No, that's too many squares. Knight b4, a3, rook c3. Looks fun, at least. Let's find out. I'm a little worried about some bishop g6 business, but I guess I'm threatening, or sort of threatening, rook c3 at least now. And Ambitious Paul agrees Starship Troopers is one of the greatest movies ever made. I'm glad we do agree on that one. I'm not sure I've talked about Starship Troopers much on this show. Just thought of it the other day when I was watching RoboCop. As I just said, I should rewatch Starship Troopers. So good. Evans Gamma saying, hope you will talk about Svidla Carlson game. Yeah, I'm wrestling with myself if after this I'm going back home to cure out this crushing cold that I have. Or if I'll do a Svidla Carlson video, I'll look at the game and then decide. What was my plan here? This was my plan, right? Does this plan make any sense? Now let's take first and then do it. That makes more sense. That way we'll be material up and have a mating attack. And also importantly, the queen or the bishop no longer control the c2 square. So bc, queen a2, king c1, queen c2 is checkmate. Cardinal Superblind is saying, watch the new Alien film. Alien. That's a tough word for me to pronounce. This week, and it wasn't as awful as expected. And I haven't seen it. That's the one, the Alien Covenant with Michael Fassbender, is that it? I heard this Fassbender dude is brilliant in them, but I haven't watched them. I'll take just for showing off purposes. queen c8, king f7. Doesn't really help. Queen h8. Queen a2 and queen c2 checkmate. So I'm not sure what white can do. Queen e3. Queen e2, sorry. To defend c2, but knight e4 looks sort of crushing. So yeah, it's not a good position. Rook d2, that's queen a2, queen a1. Tough spot to be in. Now the problem is knight c3 is a checkmating threat. Bishop d2, queen a2, queen c2 wins. Rook d3, queen a2, queen a1. Hard to defend. And Alatraque did get checkmated. Thanks for the game, Alatraque. Big Boy RG 2015 says, I have a costume from one of the Alien films. If anyone is interested in buying, LOL. Why the LOL? You don't have one, it was a joke? Or you think no one will be interested in purchasing it from you? I don't know. I believe he probably does have one. Let us play Do the Dizzle. That's a username, not a game that someone invented. Even though it sounds a bit like a board game, right? Do the Dizzle, who has JB Smooth's character Leon Black from Curb Your Enthusiasm as his profile picture. d4, d5. So at least he will understand me when I keep saying that's how I do's it on this show, because I've been corrected many a time that it is actually that's how I do it, not that's how I do's it. You are all wrong. It's that's how I do's it. Let me ban... I have this ban button, which I don't use often. Let me ban Space Face 23. Bye, sir. And we are playing some sort of Grunfeld here, with e6 included, which should favor me. I could go for bishop a3, trying to make it annoying to castle, or I could be ambitious and play something like h4. So... you know what I'm going to do. I shall be humble. Bishop a3. The problem is, though, if he plays b6, which he should, then a quick c5. It's not obvious to me if I really manage to stop him from castling in the long run. Infamous Devil, stop spamming. What is the point of your cup handle, Jan? We're here to talk chess, not to discuss cup handling techniques. Can't believe you keep interrupting the show with these silly questions. MF Capello says, I lost my chance to play. Yeah, sorry, man. I was right here waiting for you. Castle Superlight is saying there's too much parity in chess now. Will a Warriors type team please stand up? Do you want that? At least we normally say we enjoy parity and competition, right? But I think we don't. I think we enjoy super teams. Do the Dizzle is saying, or I think we enjoy dominance in chess, like the Kasparov days when he was very dominant. Then Magnus, who's been dominant for the better of the last 7-8 years. But now, yeah, Magnus, at least in classical chess, he struggled a little bit to win games / tournaments recently. Gonna be very interesting to see if he can re-establish that dominance, or if the others have just caught up, or a bit of both. I don't know. I just talk. Perpetual Stalemate is saying, Jan, you need a cup for the left-handed people. You can't hold this one while using the mouse. You have a point there, but I've watched the Simpsons episode where... who signed this? I have no idea whose signature this is. I watched the Simpsons episode where Flanders opens that lefty shop, and if I recall correctly, it wasn't a commercial success. I believe we got, by accident, an order of these mugs for lefties in the beginning, but I'm not sure we have any left. But yeah, maybe you're right, and we need lefty mugs for Banter Blitz purposes. Because I'm incapable to play chess with my left hand. I would guess at least. And drink with my right hand. Let's try. But I heard using your left hand. I once broke my right arm and I had to use my left hand during some tournament. It messes with your brain because your left hand is controlled. I don't know how stuff works, so don't quote me on this. controlled by some other brain half or some other nerve endings or whatever. So it's a weird feeling to make moves with your left hand if you're used to moving your right hand. Which is... do we still believe that left-handed people are possessed by the devil and we try to make them become righties? Or is that sort of antiquated thinking? Please keep me posted on that topic. Is it possessed or possessed? See, I have to do the good old hand switch here for bishop takes d6. La Roca is asking, who's the signature of the cup? Are you asking this right after I said I have no idea who signed this? Or is that because of the delay? I don't know. Let's figure it out together. The cup is a little dirty, so I'm embarrassed to show it too closely. But who could be? Is this Svidler? This might be a Svidler signature, huh? It's not very clear. I don't know. Oh, and Infamous Devil is left-handed. Who would have thought? See? And Fyodorovich is telling me it's antiquated thinking. They're not possessed, such a tough word, possessed, by the devil anymore. We need a bigger sample size, because so far the only confirmed lefty we have here in this show is called Infamous Devil. So therefore, I'm not so sure I can trust you on this one. Alban K is saying, I am a lefty. When I broke my left arm and had to write with right hand, I developed a stutter. The brain is just wired for one or the other. That's what I was thinking. It's a mess, right? If you're forced to... Like, seriously, when I broke my right arm, I had to make chess moves, just chess moves, for one tournament with the left hand. It felt extremely strange. And, yeah, it messed many people up in the... I don't know when they stopped doing this, so it's probably not a topic to joke about. In the 50s or 60s, I guess. Was it still then? When they made you relearn from writing with your left? They made you change to your right for no reason whatsoever? Because they were seriously doing that, right? More people are coming out here as lefties. Knight b6, can I win a piece? Takes, rook d1, queen 8, rook a2, let's say king f1, rook c2. Some counterplay, but not really enough. But I guess I can also start with this, no? Knight a4. Decisions now, let's keep it simple. Oh, I missed rook a7, I'm going mad. That's embarrassing. I totally... well, it's one of these things, since there was a pawn on a7 a minute ago, that I did not think about the rook being able to occupy that square. Fortunately for me, Do the Dizzle does not think about it either. Say went c5, which does not look like the steepest test. But it ain't over till it's over. What are the lyrics to It Ain't Over Till It's Over? I'm trying to say them in a casual way, but I don't know the lyrics. So many tears have dried. I don't know them. This is fairly over though. Important move. I don't know which pawn I want to give him. I don't really want to give him any pawn, to be honest. You let me keep my pawn, sir. Those are my pawns. I've paid for them with my own money. You have no right to take a single one of them. And Do the Dizzle says, good game. Thanks for everything on the site. Look forward to the next commentary. Thank you so much. That's very nice to hear. Thanks for the game. Do the Dizzle. I also look forward to the next commentary. I'll do like the last couple rounds of Vike in German all by myself. But of course, hopefully, the bigger events coming up. Or not the big events. Vike is one of the biggest events there is. But hopefully, I'll be back to doing English commentary in the near future. I miss it. Because the problem with the Banter Blitz is you have to play Blitz. Well, commentary, you just have 1 or 2 games, so you can ignore and talk nonsense. Actually, no, I think people get upset. This is what I've noticed, and I understand that people get upset when you start straying away too much from the topic. And I'm the same way. If I listen to my basketball podcast, I don't want your review of the commuter exclusively on that basketball podcast. Even though I enjoy pop culture or whatever nonsense being woven in, like you get annoyed if you start watching something and they talk about something completely different than what you came for, right? It's a struggle because all I want to do is talk movies and comedy and basketball. But the problem is, if I start talking only movies and comedy and basketball, I will lose this giant 3-figure following that I have because of the chess content. So it's a fine balance. Castle Superlight says, let's stick to chess, I guess. What's the I guess that you added? Is that your opinion, but you're not sure it's your opinion? Or is that your hashtag stick to sports approach to things? Or I'm confused about that statement, Castle Superlight. Please elaborate a little. G6, I'm confused about that move too. Normally, yeah, bishop e7 or a6 or knight c6 are played here. With g6, he wants to fianchetto this bishop. But it looks slow. Maybe nothing particularly wrong with it though. Not sure. Castle Superlight says it reluctantly. So you don't want us to stick to chess, but you understand we might have to? I'm no more confused now. Cardinal Superblind is saying this side has the best chess, non-chess balance. Thank you. That's what we're striving for. And it's a tough balance to keep up. Bottom line is, I guess... I was gonna say something like, as long as the hosts are comfortable having fun, it should be fun for everybody. But I'm not sure that's true, because I'm very comfortable having fun watching movies on my couch in my underwear, and I'm not sure that would be fun for everybody. Actually, I normally wear sweatpants. Like, I don't want you guys to have too much of a mental picture about the underwear thing. And Spills is saying, your banter shows are perfect, Jan. Don't change anything. Thank you so much, Spills. I wasn't really fishing for compliments, even though I always appreciate them. I meant more during the live commentary thing. Because the banter show, okay, it's called Banter Blitz. And I think, yeah, we have a chess game as background music running anyway. So here I'm not so worried. But during the commentary, because I have a bit of a tendency, especially if I get starting to talk about nonsense, to get too far drawn away from the chess. So yeah, the balance is important because I also think, or I think it's boring, at least for me it's boring, if it's straight chess talk for 6 hours straight, especially if the games aren't that exciting and you have like 1 or 2 technical endgames, which is my definition of not exciting. Running, then you need some other stuff. But yeah, it's impossible to always please everybody, but it's a question I keep wrestling with. And it also depends a lot on the chemistry you have with your co-host. Of course, if we have Svidler, that would be a huge waste to not use his brain for all the chessy stuff. And I was going to say I have to control myself not to take away too much from the Svidlerism with non-chessy nonsense. even though I kind of do, because then I don't have to focus on that much on the chess, because I can't keep up with the Svidler analysis anyway, so I can focus more on the non-chessy stuff. Well, in other settings, sometimes I have to be more of the chess expert and then focus less on other stuff. I don't know, it depends. What I'm trying to say is I enjoy doing commentary. Is that what I'm trying to say? I think so. Not gonna be able to do it. It's saying going to Hamburg in a week for a concert. Anything I have to see before I get too drunk? Honestly, I don't really know. If you live in a place, you don't know anything about it. Does that make sense? Like, every time I have guests, I have to Google again what are the tourist attractions. Because I'm very stuck in my ways. Like, I go to the office, I go to my 5 restaurants, my movie theaters, our hangout places in our neighborhood, but I don't really know much. Having said all that, the port, people say, is nice if you're not used to like ports. You can maybe combine the getting too drunk with seeing stuff if you check out what's called 20s Up. Write it down. It's a cocktail bar called 20s Up. It's next to the Raper Bar, next to the port, on the 20th, I guess the 20th. Which doesn't sound very high, but we don't have a big scale in Hamburg. The 20th floor of the Empire Riverside Hotel. And you have a fantastic view all over the city, and you can zip on fancy cocktails with other beautiful people. So that's my recommendation for getting a clear overview of the city without really doing anything. Other than that, I guess it depends on your preferences. Like some people enjoy art galleries or the Kunsthalle, or doing a Hafenrundfahrt, a tour around the port. I've only ever done those things in life if I had some female company that I had to take around. But yeah, I don't really like stuff, so it's hard to judge for me. We have this dome thing, I'm not sure if it's running, which is like a giant, what do you call this, fair? Yes. Roller coasters and stuff. It's a nice city for living. I really enjoy Hamburg. We have a lot of green. And it's a good place to live, but it's not the most tourist attraction-y city, I would guess. I went to the zoo recently. See, this is the part where everybody switches off. Jan talking about Hamburg fun time in January. So I went to the zoo. Like, they have elephants and lions, tigers, and they have an ice bear. I enjoy ice bears. Polar bear, I think they're called. German is ice bear. They have a polar bear there who's new. He didn't seem to have a lot of fun. Poor dude didn't have a lot of space to move around. But yeah, they built this new thing, this ice mere, and the Tropenaquarium. So yeah, I guess there's stuff. There's 2 million people. There's gotta be stuff. What was my recommendation? I got 20s Up. Go to the 20s Up. Get drunk. You can do that after the concert once you're very drunk too. They have sort of a dress code, so you might not want to wear sneakers or wear a shirt or something. But it's a good place to see the city. Carson Superlight is asking, are zoos immoral? I was wondering the same thing while I was there. My best guess is not. I was feeling they may be a little less justified. And I don't know anything on this topic. It was, once again, just me talking. A little less justified now than they were like 20, 30 years ago when we didn't have the internet. Because back then it wasn't possible for people to see a lion or any exotic animals. So they served more of well, obviously you could see them on TV. They serve more of an educational function, which I think nowadays that we have everything accessible to us at all times. That educational value is slightly less there. But I don't know, I haven't given the topic a lot of thought. Also, the living circumstances seem very different from animal to animal there. This poor polar bear, he didn't seem like he had a lot of space, so I felt bad for him. While other animals seem to be having a blast, like a lot of time, a lot of space to move around, and puny humans feeding you. So very hard for me to evaluate. I'm sure the zoo community is actually watching Banter Blitz. Oh yeah, go to minute 72 in Banter Blitz 125, where Jan gives his opinion on are zoos good or not. We really need his input. He's a chess grandmaster. He knows stuff. Elvin K is wondering, where would you recommend for an American to go in Germany if you really want to see the beautiful nature of Germany? Do they have beautiful nature? I don't know stuff. I've been to this thing called Grand Canyon in America. Look pretty good, so I'm not sure you need to come here to check out the beautiful nature. I don't know. What do they have? Let me think. What do I like? Well, some of the islands are alright, I guess, like Rügen and stuff. Schwarzwald? I've never been to Schwarzwald. Is that nice? Black Forest? What am I supposed to do here? I should also think about that. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I always want to go knight h5 in these positions. And I'm always concerned about knight takes e5. And normally, rightly so. Here, for example, if I went here, knight takes e5. Looks like a bit of an issue. So I'll go to a lesser square, but I won't be happy about it. Not gonna be able to do it. Says, I know what you mean. I live in Copenhagen and couldn't recommend anything either, but love it there though. I like Copenhagen a lot too. It's a very nice city. But yeah, it's the thing. If you live in some city, you don't really know the sights. And what are you gonna tell people? Go to the Copenhagen Tivoli? Probably that's what you tell people, right? But it's more of the vibe with a lot of, yeah, I think Hamburg and Copenhagen in a way are similar there. That it's a good vibe to be there, but it's not like touristy places where you can say, you must go walk around on Broadway. Is that a good example? Go to Central Park. We have a Central Park, but do you want to go there? I don't know. Am I gonna lose on time while thinking about tourist attractions in Hamburg? It's possible. So far, Onsku also has played very well. Well, I've played sort of randomly with his knight h7 stuff. I'm not that thrilled. So, time to start focusing. Not yet. Draw Gangster Anish. You're saying, I hear Hamburg is quite dull. Oh! Way to make friends again. Insult the city I was born and spent most of my life. Draw Gangster Anish, how dare you? And I hear like there is a rip of Maduro done. We got in Holland called Miniature Wonderland. I don't know. I've been to Miniature Wonderland. That is very dull indeed. But I'm not sure if the main idea of Hamburg is to rip off miniature places you have in Holland. But yeah. Sorry to hear that you heard that Hamburg is quite dull. Draw Gangster Anish. What's going on in this game? A5. Onsku is playing very well. That's what's going on. I need some counterplay. How can I organize it? Don't see it. I'll just randomly give up this piece for not enough. Really is not enough. GH, knight h3, king f1. But I didn't feel like opening the queen side, not having anything. He's playing extremely well. Not gonna be able to do it. Tells as last time he was in Hamburg, he went to the Porsche Museum. See, I've never heard of a Porsche Museum. I had no idea such a thing existed. But yeah, it does not sound that thrilling, does it? Yeah, Hamburg at night is great. Like, I'm old, I never go out, but Sternschanze, Hamburger Berg, Reeperbahn, there's a lot of stuff to see and do at night. Also, I've been told. Not sure how draw gangster Anish feels about it. Draw gangster Anish now is trying to establish German credentials by repeatedly, completely misspelling Köln. You're not improving your Köln spelling attempts, draw gangster Anish. I'm aware I might lose this game on time, but I have to quarrel with the draw gangster now after he insulted my city. And Baden-Baden. Baden-Baden is beautiful. I agree. I play for Baden-Baden. I love going there. It's a very nice built city. But of course, you can't compare it with the sixth biggest city in Germany, Hamburg. It's apples and oranges. Not in Germany, in Europe. Sorry. But I do agree on Baden-Baden. Cologne, I have not spent a lot of time, so I can't really judge. 1 minute left. I'm winning because I'm a pawn up and the 3 pawns that he still has are all isolated pawns. But it is time to speed up a little bit. Why is Onsku so strong? This 1800 rating fooled me a bit, but he's clearly playing extremely well. I'm playing horribly. G5, who in their right mind plays G5 here? Come on, Jan. Can I do this? Maybe I can't, I'm not sure. Now I should be in good shape. Good game by Onsku. Wow, a lot of Cologne hats out there. Cologne hats out there. When do you guys go to Cologne? For the carnival? What time is it? Well, let's play that 2 more games. Sorry, I'm so irritated today with everything. I normally am, but this time around I blame this crushing cold that I do have. You know what? Let's crush Infamous Devil. Even though, nah, he challenged to a 3-minute game. Can't do that. I've told you people so many times, 5-minute games. And I've told myself so many times, don't call your dear viewers / premium members opponents you people. So sorry about that. Chase paw. I'm reading the cathedral is gorgeous in Cologne. I always joke with Paco Vallejo because from his place in Mallorca, you can see the famous Mallorca Cathedral. And we always joke that one day we will go there. Paco's never been there in his life. I've never been there. I've been to his place many times, but it does look very beautiful. And we have not given up on one day going to check out the gorgeous Mallorca Cathedral. I have not been to the Kölner Dome either, but maybe one day we shall go. Knight f6. What's this line? Take. think this b5 line is sort of shady. The point is a4, bishop b7, b3, b4, and you're okay. But there are some lines which the computer shouts out, like I can't even remember. A4, bishop b7, d3 takes knight e5 or some nonsense. That was very dangerous for black. And now I guess I should have time to get my pieces out. Knight e1, is that how you do it? Now he goes. Maybe it's all part of the master plan. I don't know, I'll try to develop pieces. Bishop c6, I have rook c8. So even though it would technically win the pawn back, I don't think that's what he wants to do. So maybe e5 was better than e6, not sure. Because now white can claim some compensation with some stuff like bishop to e3. But pawn is a pawn, how that can be. Knight d2. This is an odd looking move. I want to prepare c5, but it looks a little funny. A B or queen B? Probably A B. So far so good. I saw this line, I thought maybe slightly better, but maybe that's optimistic too. After queen c6, b4, knight d5. We'll find out how it goes. Maybe I'm not slightly better actually. Bishop c5 looks like nothing. Bishop e7, rook a1, also nothing special. Nah, nothing special. It's too bad. Rook c1 also a good move, I believe. Because I was hoping for e4, knight b6. And then jump to c4. But after rook c1, rook c8, now he can move his queen. And the other position just looks equal. Maybe h5 is better than h6, I never know these things. Hard to say. Trying to figure out where I want my pieces here, but this maneuver looks correct. Opting towards this square. Now, what's going on? Can I do this? It looks like it should work tactically. I haven't calculated, but it looks like it should work. Queen b5, knight e3. King g1, rook d1. I hope I'm not wrong about this. It did look like it should work. So king g1, I could take rook b5, then rook d1. Okay, he goes here. That limits my choice. Rook b3. How greedy should I be? Knight f1, of course, high up there on the greedy scale. And there's also other options. Not obvious yet. Huh? Should be trivial, but I can't figure it out. Knight f1, rook c3 didn't look that clear to me. That's confusing. Now rook d3 is also slightly annoying still. b1. Still asking questions, Mr. Chase Paw. Why am I such an idiot? That is normally the question it all comes down to. I'm sure this could have been done better, but I couldn't figure it out. Now it should be winning, but who really knows these things? I guess it's winning because it's 4 against 3 and his pieces are sort of passive, so it's not easy to play this position. But one can never be 100% sure, or at least I can never be 100% sure. E5 or no E5? Big decision again. Ugh, I wish I could play rook games. H4 takes. Probably H4. Not a lot of progress made, huh? Chase Paw, tough rook ending player. Or maybe Jan, horrible rook ending player. That's why I register everybody else as a tough rook ending player. Could be either of those things. Let's do this. He doesn't take, but then he should be lost. I thought he had to take. I thought it was winning for me, but who the F knows? Well, this is fairly trivial now, even with my technique. Glorious victory. Rook endings are way too tough for me. The only thing I know is normally the stronger side wins these things, especially with little time. But they are very, very difficult to play. Alright, last game for the day against my dear friend, infamous. See, I should know that. But I still sometimes say infamous. Infamous devil. He's French. And he plays the King's Indian. Boom! What can I do? I guess I'll play my pet line. This 7 bishop e3 nonsense, which I've played a lot, lost many games here. But I still think it's a decent line. Mr. Infamous knows the ins and outs of this line while he's blitzing out the moves with his left hand. Knight h6 is what they typically do here. Of course, there are alternatives. Are there? I think you gotta go knight h6. I'm wondering what happens after knight c6, but I guess d5, knight e7, and then knight takes g5 might be good. This is a line I played like 15 years ago. I haven't studied it much since. I once lost a game to a young Russian player, I think it was Goganov, after knight c6 instead of g4. Here I'm out of book. What do you do? Take here, I guess? Now? It's anybody's guess. Do we take on e5? Looks logical, doesn't it? Gotta take some care not to lose this knight, but it can jump to f5. Worst case scenario. So yeah, very sharp position, of course. The knight is a little bit on the rim. But there are some pluses to my position as well. Do I go after this pawn? Very, very sharp. I have no real clue what's going on, to be frank with you. Frank Griffin. Rook f7 is too complicated for me. I'll take. Yeah, rook f7 does not feel right. Mr. C is asking, Jan, is there any move against 1d4 that is specifically play system, like e4 c6? I don't know. I guess d4 f5 is quite specific. Not very good though. So if you enjoy the Caro-Kann, maybe you want to play the Slav, even though you often have to change the c6 and d5 moves around. Start with d5, then play c6. But yeah, I'm not a big believer in one size fits all when it comes to chess. Infamous Devil regretting his rook f7 move, I would guess. Or he's going to make me regret my queen d6 move. That's also possible. I didn't see knight d4, to be honest. So what can I do about it? Rook e1? Ugh, so complicated. Why does everything always have to be so complicated? Rook d7. Where do I go here? And then knight c2. Does knight c2 bother me? I guess I could claim compensation, blah, blah, blah. But I'm sorry, I'm thinking a lot. I mean, after queen b4 or queen a3. I'll go here, but I have a feeling I'm drifting a little bit. I did miss this knight d4, which is very strong. So what's going on here now? Takes, rook d1, rook e1. I'm not being mated yet, am I? There is bishop c4, which could be an issue. So yeah, I guess I should curb my greed a little bit. Because this I can live with, or I might have to live with at least. I have a pawn for the exchange and I have good pieces and all that, so it looked kind of alright, but there's no guarantee that I wasn't losing on the spot here. Or still, rook d3, maybe rook d3 wins, I don't know. Rook d3 does look strong, doesn't it? I probably have to grab as many pawns as I can get and hope for the best, but it does look strong. Oh, I wish I could figure this out. Here, rook takes c3, bc, bishop e2. Takes, let's say. Yeah, it doesn't look great for me. Well, what can you do? Here we are. I got a couple pawns, but the problem is I lack pieces, and in such positions pieces normally do trump pawns because it takes forever to create any meaningful pass pawns out of these dudes. Queen c7 does not feel like the most accurate maybe, but I could be wrong as well. Who knows? I'll give a check. Yeah, it's still fairly grim. Big champion of chess, infamous devil. Queen c6, you kidding me? Queen d5 does threaten a check on d1. I don't want that to happen. e4. No, he's playing too well. I might not stand a chance. Knight f3 at tempo. Boom. Big tactician. Run, kingy. Run. Uh-oh. All of a sudden, there is counter chances. And who likes counter chances? Uh-oh. Quite a turnaround. And infamous devil resigns. So close to glorious victory. Good game by infamous devil. Thanks for playing. All right, I believe that brings us to the day of today's end. To the end of today's day. To the end of today's show. Thank you guys for watching. I'm so tempted to apologize always at the end, but I feel it's sort of lame because I'm never changing any of the things I'm apologizing about, and then it feels a bit phony to apologize. So thanks for coming, thanks for hanging out, enjoy your weekend. See you next time.